Have you ever walked away from a conversation and thought, why did I say that? Why didn't I say what I actually felt? Why do I feel off right now? Or maybe even deeper, why do I feel like I lose myself when I'm with certain people? And then comes the question that so many of us quietly carry. Who am I? Not who I've been told I am, not who I need to keep the peace, not who I become in a room full of people, but who am I when I'm actually being myself? And maybe the harder question, can I still be that person in relationship? Hey everybody, I'm Mary Beth Rim. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I'm a coach. I'm a runner and someone who has spent nearly 3 decades sitting with people in the space between who they've been and who they're becoming. And this is the Soul Talk podcast, where we bring together mind, body, and spirit in stride. If you've been following this Living Forward series, we're in week 5. You know, we've been doing some deep work. We have talked about letting the old self fall away, learning to listen to the body, creating space between reaction and response. And now we step into something that honestly can feel even more challenging: relationships. Because it's one thing to feel grounded when you're alone. It's another thing entirely to stay grounded when you're with someone else. So before we go any further, if this work resonates with you, I want to invite you to subscribe to my podcast. And if you're looking to go deeper into this kind of work, I've created a 7-day nervous system reset. It's a guided experience to help you come back into regulation, into your body, into yourself. Because everything we talk about here starts with that foundation. So let's start with the question, who am I? It sounds simple, right? But for many people, it's one of the hardest questions to answer. Why is that? Who am I? I mean, who am I? And the reason isn't because you don't have an identity. It's because you've had to adapt. From a very early age, most of us learned who we needed to be accepted, who we needed to be safe in this world, who we needed to be loved. So instead of developing a solid sense of self, we developed a responsive self, a self that reads the room, a self that adjusts, a self that performs. And it works until it doesn't. Because at some point, something starts to feel off. You might notice you feel drained after being with certain people. You second guess yourself constantly. You say yes when you actually mean no. You don't even know what you feel until later. And underneath all of that is this quiet, persistent question. But who am I really? And here's where I want to gently challenge something. It's not that you don't know who you are. It's that you haven't felt safe enough to stay connected to yourself in real time. Why we lose ourselves in relationships. So let's talk a little bit about what happens in relationships, because this is where everything gets activated. When you're with another person, your nervous system is constantly scanning. It's asking questions like, am I safe here? Am I accepted here? Do I belong here? And depending on your history, your system might go into one of a few patterns. You might over accommodate. You might over explain. You might overshare. You might shut down. You might people please or be emotionally disconnected. Not because something is wrong with you, but because your system is trying to protect you. And this is where we start to lose ourselves. Not all at once, but in small, almost invisible ways. Because you laugh when something doesn't feel funny. You may agree when something doesn't sit right. You also stay quiet when something matters. And over time, those small moments add up until you walk away from an interaction and think, that didn't feel like me. So take a breath here. Just notice. Notice without judgment. Let's talk a little bit about what is authenticity versus oversharing, because that gets to be a little confusing. Because now here's where it gets really interesting. When people start doing this work, when they start wanting to be more authentic, they often swing to the other extreme. They think, if I am being real, I should say everything I feel. But authenticity is not the same as emotional exposure. Well, let me say that again. Authenticity is not the same as oversharing. How many of you have overshared? I know I have from time to time. And then I walk away going, why did I do that? You see, authenticity is about alignment. It's about your words matching your internal experience. It's about your actions reflecting your truth, your presence, staying connected to yourself. Because you don't have to explain everything. You don't have to reveal everything. And you certainly don't have to process everything out loud. And sometimes authenticity looks like saying less, pausing longer so that your mind catches up, or actually your body catches up with your mind, feeling before responding. So, what does it actually look like to stay connected to yourself in a relationship? It's subtle, it's not dramatic. It might look like noticing your body while someone is talking, feeling your feet on the ground, just taking a breath before you respond, allowing silence instead of filling the space. That one's a tough one because most of us want to fill that space. We want to say something. We don't have to. And letting someone have their experience without taking it on. And maybe most importantly, trusting that you don't have to become someone else to stay connected. Because real connection isn't built on performance. It's built on presence. And presence starts with you staying with you. So here's a new way of being. So when the question comes up, who am I? Maybe the answer isn't something you think your way into. Maybe it's something you experience moment by moment. Who are you when you pause before responding? Who are you when you don't rush to fill the silence? Who are you when you stay connected to your body, your breath, your truth, even when someone else is right in front of you? That's where your real self lives. Not in perfection, not in performance, but in presence. So if this episode resonated with you, I want to invite you to keep exploring this work. Make sure you subscribe to the Soul Talk podcast or subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss what's coming next in the Living Forward series. And I do also have daily meditations that go with each week. And if you're ready to go deeper into reconnecting with yourself, check out my 7-day nervous system reset. It's available. It's designed to help you slow down, regulate your system, and begin to feel safe. Be in you, because that's where all of this begins. Not out there, right in here, in your body, in this moment. And maybe today, you don't need to have the full answer to who I am. Maybe it's enough to begin with, can I stay with myself right here? Until next time, I'm Mary Beth Rim.